Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly pre-order video. Firstly, the news. Oh wow, there has been an awful lot of news this week coming through. There's a lot to get through in this video. So the first bit of news I have is this new models and heroes and more breaking news. On the Warhammer community website, you've got previews for the next three codexes. You can pre-order the Thousand Suns codex from today. That's on their web store. But the next three, we've got Necrons, Tau Empire, and Drukhari. So bearing that in mind, that's going to be a really good few months for me because obviously I don't collect those three armies. However, one thing of note is this new Imperial Knight, this Knight Armiger, whatever. I call it an Armiger. It's like a mini kind of knight. It's definitely got some aesthetics, characteristics of the Onega Dunecrawler tanks with its armor, and also the dragoons as well. Very sort of similar. Looks like a mini thermal cannon. It could be a multi-melter, but a bit better. Like a mini Reaper chainsword as well. Really interested with this kit. Be interested to see how much they price it at, whether it's going to be £40 or 50. Maybe wonder if it's going to be more than the Redemptor Dreadnought. Probably will be, but we'll see. And then there was a preview for a new character, the Cryptek, for Necrons. That looks like a decent model too. It's great to see Necrons getting some new models. Hopefully there are going to be quite a few more. And for Age of Sigmar, we've got Daughters of Khaine, which look really cool models. And I'd love to get them to, and bring them to the channel. I mean, they look pretty awesome with their wings and things. But yeah, and then you've got a new warband for the Fire Slayers. They look pretty awesome. Love the axe. So that's kind of what came out of the Las Vegas Open 2018. That they also on community website. There's an article highlighting the new units in the Codex Thousand Suns, which will be available for everyone next weekend. So basically you can use zangers and things in there. Warhammer Heroes, they've now announced the North American winners. So well done to you guys and girls. Great hard work. I mean, there's 12,000 nominations over in North America. So congrats to everyone that nominated and also won as well. Just don't like the word sort of win or winners. I mean, because if there's 12,000, then they're all pretty much winners. The contributors is probably a better thing. And then from Forge World, you've got some new Space Marine vehicle doors. So you've got the Emperor's Children, you've got the Word Bearers, Imperial Fists, and so on and so on. So they're on Forge World's website. Speaking of which, we'll hop on over there and we'll take a look at all the pre-orders for this week, and there are a lot. So Forge World, the only pre-orders is just the vehicle doors. So if we have a look at those, I think they're pretty standard for the Demas pattern rhinos, for the normal pattern rhinos, for the Land Raiders. Yeah, like there's Demas pattern as well, and you can buy them at £14 for the 3 doors for the rhino, and I think at £14 per set. I think the Demos are a little bit cheaper because obviously you only get 2, so they're £10. So that's what's happening at Forge World. It's also worth mentioning though at Forge World, they have their final week of the competition. I don't want to say it's a giveaway because you have to spend £50 or more. My 20,000 subscriber giveaway, you won't have to spend a penny. And Forge World are a multi-million-pound company. Yes, they don't have to run a competition at all, but the amount of extra revenue they get from the competition easily pays for them to just give away a model. But that being said, if you haven't already got a Astraeus Super Heavy Tank, now's your chance just by spending the £50 Forge World's website, or alternatively help me get to 20,000 subscribers and you can enter for free on my channel. So there you go. I'll be announcing that officially closer to the time. So yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Obviously the Porphyrion was the best deal out of all of them because it's it's worth £330 and this Astraeus is I think £220. But in actual fact, it's worth mentioning that they've actually had 5 prizes up. They've had the Tyrannid Hierophant Bio Titan, they've had the Tau Taunar, whatever it's called, the Eldar Revenant Titan, the Porphyrion Knight, and then this Astraeus. So they've actually gone for 5 prizes throughout the whole month. So that's your last chance this week if you want to win one of those. Now let's pop on over to Games Workshop's web store, and there's a lot going on. So if we go to new and exclusive, and we go to pre-orders, the remaining amount of the Adeptus Custodes units are now up for pre-order. You can have a Fury of Terror shield host, which has looks like 2 boxes of Alaris Trajan, a normal box set of Custodian Guard, 3 box sets of Custodian Guard, 2 box sets of Wardens, 2 of the not very good Contemptors, a Land Raider, and 3 jet bikes. But that's pretty much an all you'll need for your Custodian Guard army. You know, £407 buys you a full army. They've also still got the Living Saint Crusade force. They've got 1,000 Suns Supreme Command detachment, which has just got the it looks like it's got the Sorcerers, the Scarab Terminators, Araman I think, and Magnus. But yeah, worth noting that you don't save anything buying these sets. The Praetor collection, which has the very nice collector's edition, limited edition codex for Adeptus Custodes, that's sold out completely. I think that was sold out within an hour or 2. So really, Games Workshop should have made double the amount, in my opinion. This week's Adeptus Custodes pre-orders, obviously the jet bikes and the Wardens, £70. They're £35 each set. You've got the paint collection, 1,000 Suns paint collection, still the codex, and the 1,000 Suns Exalted collection, which has the collector's edition codex for 1,000 Suns. Looks really nice. Really like the artwork. Much prefer it to the Custodes one. The Custodes collector's edition artwork. But there you go. That's that. And the codex, it says it's 104 page hardback, so it is 20 odd pages more than the Custodes book. If that means anything to you, but it's nice that they finally get a codex themselves. Then you've got this week's Legio Custodes pre-orders, but that was actually last week, the Alaris and Trajan. Then you've still got the collector's edition for the codex, Rabute Gilliman, you still get him separate. These are the pre-orders here though, this Custodian Wardens Vexilis Praetor. It's worth noting that they've got them 3 times. They've got them as the Vexilis Praetor, the normal Wardens, and the Shield Captain. They are all the same set. They are all the same Custodian Warden set, but they've done it to show that you can make a Vexilis Praetor in the set and a Shield Captain in the set if you want to, out of the parts that you get. But let's have a look at the set itself. Looks really decent. Obviously looks just like the helmets are a little bit different. Obviously they've got these axes. The Vexilis is similar to the normal Custodian one. See, look, there's the axe. I think that's quite short for the axe blade, but there we go. You've got a nice image of one there. That's great. Excellent. So you've got spears, you've got axes, you've got Vexilis. That's a decent one too. I want to know how many sprues. 2 sprues? Doesn't say. This is interesting. As well, it's a Vexilis Praetor. The kit also makes 4 Custodian Wardens, or 3 Custodian Wardens and a Shield Captain. That's odd. So maybe you can only make 3 and the Shield Captain, or 4 and the Praetor. Interesting. Okay. Let's go back and have a look at the jet bikes, the Virtus Praetors. Let's have a look at these. So the Virtus Praetors, £35 for the 3. I'm just not... I like that pose, that's great. I'm just not a huge fan with the spears really high up at all. I'd have them all sort of face, more horizontally. Not a huge fan of them. The wind drag and the weight. I mean, obviously they're super Space Marines, aren't they? But still, they are. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the upright spears. 2 sprues again, maybe. It's probably 3 actually, because it looks like there's only 2 halves there, so it could well be 3 sprues there. So there you go. Yes, so you can make a shield captain who is distinguished by his bare head. Okay. There you go then. So if you see one on the battlefield, apparently it's a bare head one. Yeah, and then it just goes on and on. The Rubric collection, we'll have a look at the main codex to pre-order in a moment. Obviously the Alaris, you could pre-order them last week. Here is the Thousand Suns codex. As I said, 104 pages, £25, you know, sort of standard price now that you normally pay. So yeah, if you're into Thousand Suns, that's great. They've got that there for you. And then I'm not sure if Knight's Blade was up for pre-order last weekend, but it's there now. Sons of Hydra was, and the Saint was, and so was the CD book. And the Electric Custodes dice, that was up for pre-order last weekend, along with the cards, but obviously you can now get the Thousand Suns card. And Lucius, I think that was as well, that's in paperback. Then you got Sangor Upgrade Pack, that's for the Thousand Suns. And then White Dwarf February 2018, that goes on sale, it says the 2nd, which I think is next weekend. You get a load of free goodies in there, so it'll be in a bag and everything, and you'll have different things. I think there's like a download code for Heroes of Black Reach, I think, which is a 40k game, video game. So there you go, that is all of the news and the pre-orders. Not much going on at Forge World. I think it's really sort of, I don't want to get on my pessimistic high horse or soapbox or anything like that, but I think it's really kind of sneaky for Forge World to run a competition where you have to pay for entry for one by spending money. They run it for 5 weeks when there's no notable sort of pre-orders come out. Just imagine the sales if there were pre-orders. That's the thing I always think that they miss the trick on, is that if they had run it for 5 weeks when you had like Valdor or the Horus Heresy book or whatever, if they had run it when there were big pre-orders, people that were sort of on the fence about pre-ordering stuff would have probably bought the pre-orders because of the competition. But as it stands, you kind of, I want to say scraping the barrel, but I want to say people are less inclined to spend any money at all if there's nothing to sort of pre-order. Typically people have got what they want. These kind of competitions, just the only thing that they do is just get people to maybe think about, well, do I need a 6th Dreadnought or another tank or something like that. But hey, maybe this is the quietest time of the year for them, and they just want to generate a bit more income. If they're going to run competitions like this, one, I'd prefer them to be free, because they can certainly afford to give away one Astraeus tank, believe you me. And secondly, if they are going to make you spend some money, to enter the competition, then I'd rather them do it in a time when they are actually releasing stuff, rather than just Rhino doors. Anyway, that's my sort of the only bit of negativity. It's an excellent pre-order weekend. Go out and pre-order all your Custodian Guard units and things. They are here for the 8th edition, and you'll see a load of Custodian Guard videos, including my army that I've been building up on over the next week and over the next few weeks. Actually, I'm going to try and make as much Imperial content as possible over the next few weeks, because we've had a few months of Eldar and Tyranids and Chaos Demons and Nurgle stuff, so it's a nice sort of breath of fresh Imperial air, I want to say. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.